Good morning, everybody. Today I'm going to be spraying my crops with this enormous drone. A couple weeks ago, we got the opportunity to watch crop dusters spray products on our field. Then we got to go to the airport and actually talk with some of the pilots. Today, we get to see drones spraying. So, what's better? Drones or farmers? I'm going to be spreading products on corn, soybeans, and even our sweet corn patch. We're out here with Volitant from eastern Nebraska. They came out to me in central Nebraska. We're going to be flying some DJI drones today. Are you guys ready? It would take me a very long time to spray this whole field with my 4-gallon backpack sprayer. This is not precise, it's extremely inefficient. There has got to be a better way. You guys saw me spraying the field and saw how nearly insurmountable that task was. Let's see how easy the drones make it look.
The drone is manageable with one person. The drone weighs empty with no battery, about 90 pounds. Hello, I'm Wes Prosser. I'm with Volitant Drone Technologies. We are a distributor for DJI drones in southeast Nebraska. Today we're here to go and talk about DJI Agras T50. So this is the omnidirectional radar. It's got 360 degrees of vision. We have upward binocular vision, downward binocular vision. These guys right here on the side with the fins are called electronic speed controls. Each one of these controls one motor. Every motor is spinning at a different speed to hold the drone steady and on track and doing what it's supposed to be doing. These pumps on this will actually pump 6.5 gallons per minute. These little guys here on the back are for running RTK. We like to fly about 10 to 12 foot above the crop canopy. With these sensors on there, now we can maintain that height, so that will keep our spray swath and pattern nice and even across the field.
It's so much bigger than I was expecting, but comparing it to an airplane or comparing it to a ground sprayer, this thing is tiny in comparison to those. I can't wait to see this thing taking off and actually flying in the air applying product. Just for scale and reference, this is probably a more normal, accessible, regular person drone. This is Big Papa right here.
So these are the batteries that power this drone. They weigh about 26 pounds, I believe. We're rapid charging these batteries in 8 to 10 minutes. The flight time on this battery is only about 7 to 10 minutes, depending on how much turning it's doing and how much hovering or transport time to get out and spray. Our main priority from when this thing takes off is to get it out spraying, so then at that point it's expelling weight. We'll go ahead and power it up here. It looks like there's a lot of buttons, but at the end of the day when we're out doing fungicide, there's very few buttons we're using. We will get the field programmed into the controller, put in all of our settings of what rate we want to spray, how high, and then at that point we will swipe a button and the drone will be fully autonomous.
You guys, this is absolutely crazy. This is a dream come true. I am so excited that I get to share this with you guys. You can see right here, so here's the field that we're going to be spraying, and in this corner, that's the drone's camera right now.
Oh, that's cool.
You ready?
What do you think about that?
Did you just see that? I'll be honest, that is slightly terrifying. So everything was set up on his controller. He pushed a button and the drone is just flying itself. It's going back and forth through that mapped boundary. It's keeping itself auto leveled out and it's just spraying. This is so cool. I have never seen anything like this. That's real-time footage, drone going through the field. And it's just right over there. So we're out. We covered about 3.5 acres. We sprayed our 10 gallons, but now it's coming back. We can refill.
You can see right now I'm not even flying it. It's returning to home.
Completely by itself. So a huge plus for this drone is the fact that we have human operators on the ground, not in the sky. So you can fly in really dangerous situations around obstacles. You're not running the risk of putting a human life in danger. You can also fly day or night and in almost any kind of weather. So with all of the rains we've been getting, our fields have been really muddy, and you wanna keep equipment out of fields in mud at all costs. And so you really don't have to worry about that at all. You're also not running over any crops over the end rows. You're not crushing any crops because you're staying above them. You have no wheels on the ground. A lot of farmers have fields that are really rough or steep or rocky, or just plant crops in areas that big highboy sprayers can't get to. So this drone reduces the need to have a huge boom out there swinging around obstacles or around super steep terrain. You can reach it from the air, all of those hard to get areas. The next step is really simple. Just land it on the ground, which it does automatically. Do a quick battery swap out, fill it up, and you're back in the air going. Okay, we're right at 30 seconds so far for our stop. Less than a minute later, we're back at it. Okay, so this is just water. We're just showing the mist size right here. So this is the super, super fine stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is as we go coarser, coarser, and almost to the point of raindrops.
Oh my goodness, it's like a rain shower coming out of that. So on a ground rig or even a plane, this would be something where you'd have to manually change out the nozzles.
Yes.
But here, we're adjusting all of that just with the slide of your finger.
Yep.
So you're getting super precise.
Very precise.
Very even. So drones are super useful for spraying and scouting and stuff like that. But another thing with just in how capable these machines are, they were saying that it's actually able to pick up this gearbox and potentially carry it out to a tower. So you guys have seen us change our fair share of these, right? These things are very heavy. And when you are walking out, Gage, you can speak from experience. When you are walking out to a tower and you're tripping over corn, and it's usually muddy because the pivot just went over it, ugh, it's just not fun. But if I could potentially use a drone to pick that up and carry it all the way out to the site, that would save me a lot of headache and backache. It's heavy.
A piece of cake.
Piece of cake?
No problem. I don't know.
I'm a little skeptical, I'll be honest. I'm scared for this. Is this what we have for straps?
I didn't know if you wanted a 2 inch or 1 inch.
Probably 1 inch would be fine.
You actually think it's going to be able to pick it up?
No, I really don't.
Okay, well, behind you is the dry tank. So they can put dry products on with this, like dry fertilizer or seed. That thing's pretty big.
It is pretty big. I don't know, that gearbox is just heavy. What do you guys think?
You think
the drone can pick it up?
do a better job of carrying it, or the drone?
Farmers versus drones. Who will win? Ratchet straps worked well for just seeing if this would actually lift the gearbox, but if we were actually doing this for a job, I would use sturdier straps.
I can't believe it's working. Laura, I don't think you can lift a gearbox that high. Oh my goodness. Gage.
I knew it would work. I had faith.
Oh, no way.
I could not have been proved more wrong.
That did it with ease.
I have no words. I don't even know what to say.
Wes, you're hired. We'll call you next time we got a gearbox out.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
What's
one.
next?
That's 1 point for the drone.
Just 1 point for the drone? Yeah, I think the drone has gotten a
Yeah, well,
few
it beat you at
points.
spraying. It
It
beat
is-
you at carrying a gearbox. Yeah.
It is efficient, accurate, precise, and now
Way stronger.
way stronger. and
You're pretty
faster.
ripped, but I mean that drone. Oof.
Ugh, it's got me. To complement the Agras T50, DJI brought out their multispectral drone, the Mavic 3M. It has a highly integrated imaging system, allowing it to create detailed 3D maps for a variety of jobs, including surveying, variable rate prescription, and ag drone routing.
It's mainly used for mapping, but it'll have RGB, NDVI, NDRE, red edge. Those are the images that pull up the green and red pictures on the map. Fly it pretty high up in the air, so that takes a lot of pictures at once. It only takes about 15 minutes to do a perfect 120 acres. Pretty easy to use, pretty manageable.
Ready to get some field mapping done?
I'm excited to see what it looks like.
So we just finished spraying. We're actually going to put some dry fertilizer in this tank, but we wanted to demonstrate just how simple it is to switch from a liquid application to a dry application. So we've rinsed our tank out, rinsed our lines out, and so now we will disconnect these two lines right here. Now our liquid tank can be removed. Twist her in a little. Plug that one plug in, drop the battery in, and we're ready to go spread some dry fertilizer or cover crop. And so this spreader, it's got a hopper opening inside. This thing is all ran off of scales, so it's got 3 different points here telling you how much weight is in the tank. On the bottom, down against the grass, there's actually a spinner disc that we can change the speed to adjust our swath pattern and width. We can actually hold 50 kilograms in here, which is about 115 pounds, 120 pounds of dry product.
This spring, I used an old tractor to plant a sweet corn patch. Now, we have a pivot, and so we've been able to get water to it, but something that our patch is missing is the ability to be fertilized. So I've got a little bit of granulated fertilizer here. And honestly, our patch is small enough, I could probably spread this by hand, but it's gonna be so uneven and take me a while, and it's just not gonna be very precise.
That's almost comical.
Now that we have access to this drone and its dry tank, we have filled it with fertilizer, and now we get to fertilize our sweet corn patch. Since we planted our sweet corn with the old tractors, not the ones that have GPS and mapping and all of that, I'm going to draw a boundary of where we planted our sweet corn, and then the drone will just fly right out there, spread our fertilizer, and come right back. Like, we've got such a nice sweet corn patch. This drone is going to work perfectly, I think. Should we check out an ear, see how it's doing? Looks like some of these top ears didn't get fertilized all the way. These ones are still developing. This bottom part looks really great. Let's give it a taste test. Oh, that's good. I can hear it coming. That was insane. 3 minutes, got my whole sweet corn patch fertilized. Gage coming in with the pizza delivery. Pizza? Locked and loaded, ready. We've now seen this thing on corn and sweet corn, more of a specialty crop. Now it's time to move on to a soybean field.
Real-time view, talk a little bit.
To quote Millennial Farmer, why do you have a Polaris side-by-side? To film ag spray drones.
Yeah.
Can you guys believe that we are living in the future? Imagine trying to explain this kind of technology to a farmer 100 years ago, even 50 years ago. We're out in the soybean field. This the one we're spraying fungicide on. I wanted to give you a little crop update because it's been a while since we've been out in a soybean field. While soybeans are considerably smaller plants than corn, they're planted at a much higher population, so way closer together. They're not as tall as corn. Beans are just so thick to walk through, and to get a tire down this row, it would actually smash both rows. And so it's very important we don't crush our crops, and the drone makes the perfect application for this. And look at this. Look at our little soybean pods coming together very nicely. Still have a lot of growing season yet to go, and this fungicide is gonna give it just the boost it needs to finish out the season. Look at that tiny little bean in there. We're getting there. Another reason this is the perfect spot to use a drone is because we have a pivot here, and a ground rig actually would not be able to drive around this, but the drone can see it, sees there's an obstacle, turns around. It can continue spraying this way, and then once it gets to the end of the pivot, it can spray around it. Super simple. Then we can move this pivot, and the drone with all of its mapping knows exactly where it stopped and resumed spraying, and so you're going to still get complete field coverage. On to location number 2, and now that we understand how this whole process works, they're not explaining it to us, it's super simple. Just pull the drone off the trailer, throw in a little mix, put in a battery, and they are off to the races. If you're ever driving through Nebraska on I-80, don't forget to wave. This field behind me has a really steep waterway that just isn't accessible with a ground rig sprayer. So the drone, it's perfect. Grant won't say anything, but it is his birthday tomorrow. So in the comments, please drop him a happy birthday.
Thanks.
Is this a good birthday present? Drone spraying?
Oh yeah. Now I just want one. So.
Now I just need to get you one? Okay, well, I'll try and work on that.
They can get right in the corners, right along the power lines with no issue.
This field is a perfect example of a place where this drone fits in well, because this field is actually so close to the interstate that planes can't fly here and apply fungicide. We're in a creek bottom, stays really wet over here. There's a really tiny road to get back here, and we're right by the interstate. The drone's propellers really push the product right down onto the plants, giving our soybeans that last final push to finish out the season here.
Now they just got to clean it up, load it back up on the trailer.
Yeah, these things get pretty tough.
Today has been so incredible. It's so cool to see where the future of agriculture is going. Who knows, you might see a drone like this on a farm near you in the coming future. Thank you so much to DJI and Volitant Ag for coming out and making this video possible. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!